The city's plan to put a new homeless shelter in a vacant building off East Trent hit yet another snag. First, the city council voted against a zoning change for the building. Then last night, the city announced it was restarting the process of selecting who would operate the shelter, citing a conflict of interest. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk in the newsroom tonight with more from the mayor.
Mayor Woodward does not know what the timeline is, only that the shelter will be delayed. We also talked with former city council president Ben Stuckert. He says he notified the city about his conflict of interest and doesn't believe he did anything wrong. After looking at roughly 100 sites, Mayor Nadine Woodward says this building on East Trent is still the best option for a new homeless shelter. The question that remains is who will operate it.
I don't know what the timeline is now. I'll just tell you that the shelter will be delayed.
3 organizations submitted their own proposals, which were evaluated by the city's Continuum of Care Board. Former City Council President Ben Stuckert is the board chair, and he's also listed as a project manager for Jules Helping Hands, one of the organizations trying to score that city contract.
He should not have been part of the discussion about who that provider was going to be.
Stuckert says there was a conflict of interest on his part, and he told the city on March 31st and mentioned it during several meetings. He also recused himself from voting on a shelter operator.
If they thought I should keep my mouth shut in the meeting, then they should have said something over the last 3 weeks instead of scheduling their meetings around me.
The mayor's office announced they are restarting the selection process and creating a new committee to review organizations.
The city's very angry. Nadine's very angry that her proposal didn't get rubber stamped by the Continuum of Care.
We have people on the street right now, and all of them lose in this political battle.
Many people living at the homeless camp off I-90 in Freya say they don't want to be in a shelter with hundreds of other homeless people. They want their own space, even if it's just a tent.
The DOT field is not humane for people who are unhoused. People are dying in those tents from overdoses.
Once more shelter beds are available, the city will have the authority to remove homeless camps.
But again, if those people in the tent say, I want to be in a tent, we want to be in a tent city.
Yeah, we're not sanctioning. The city of Spokane, under my leadership, is not sanctioning tent cities.
This wasn't the only roadblock for the shelter this week. On Monday, city council members couldn't pass an emergency zoning ordinance needed for the shelter site on Trent. Council President Brian Begg says the council could decide to revisit the topic soon. In the newsroom, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.